Hey guys, welcome back to the Courageous Stylist channel. In today's video, I'm going to be going over how I open up my head spa. Head spas are so popular right now, and I haven't seen any other videos on how to open one. I've basically just seen ones of clients getting service at head spas, but I want to be on the other side and kind of just be the provider and kind of just sharing how I open up my head spa and basically what I did to get it started, how I market it, how I run it, and just talking about ups and downs of being a business owner. So if you're interested in learning more about owning a head spa, keep on watching. As you can see, I'm coming to you live from our head spa room. I'm going to show you guys some clips of that as well. But right now I actually have the steamer going just to have like a nice background effect. And I'm not going to lie, I'm actually really hot. But that's good because the steamer works. And I just want to let you know I am going to be looking at notes on my iPad. So if I keep looking down, that's why. But I just want to make sure I go over everything that I want to cover. So let's get into it. So I do own a full hair salon. So I've had my hair salon for, actually this month is 4 years that I signed my papers of owning a business, but we didn't officially open until January. Right now it is October. So 4 years ago in October 2020, I signed a lease to open up my very own salon. My salon is considered a micro salon. It's very small. Right now it's just 2 stylists, and then we have an apprentice who's learning with us as well. So we have a smaller style of a salon. We did end up relocating to a different area like 2 years later. So right now we've been in this spot for about 2 years now. And this spot is a little bit different than my previous salon. I don't know what I just thought I just saw. This spot is a little bit different than my previous salon. This one is a lot bigger, and the way I designed it is I divvied it off into rooms because my original plan was to have a salon suite building, which I do technically have, but right now we only have one renter, and then the other room is my salon with myself and my other stylist. So there's technically 3 rooms, and then the third room is what we pivoted into the head spa, which is what I'll talk about a little bit later as well. But yeah, so that's basically the salon setup. So it's nice because we have a full salon, and then we also have the head spa. So our hair salon clients have the opportunity to upgrade into getting a head spa as an add-on to their treatment or to their service. Or people can just come in individually without having a hair salon appointment and get a head spa treatment done. If you're watching this and you're not exactly sure what a head spa is, basically a head spa is, there's different terms for it. A lot of people call them hair spas, head spas, scalp facials, scalp massage places. So there's all different varieties of names, and they basically mean the same thing. But a head spa is essentially where you're exfoliating the scalp and kind of just getting rid of any buildup, oils, giving the client a really nice, relaxing massage experience. So it's basically an elevated shampoo experience is what we like to call it, because they're not only just getting their hair washed, but they're getting it, basically reset and kind of just getting out, like I said before, any oil, like buildup, flakes, all that kind of stuff. And basically we're just resetting their scalp to make it feel a lot better, but it's also relaxing too. And different head spas have different types of tables. I've seen a million different tables, especially when I was researching to buy myself one. The one that we have does heat and massage, which is amazing. All of our clients love it. So basically you can just get like a nice massage if you really wanted to. People have asked us, but we haven't really offered that. But basically they'll lay down in here and they'll get a full body massage. It's heated. It even does your arms and your legs. And then, of course, we manually are doing the head spa portion. And our bowl does have a waterfall feature, which you've seen in all the viral videos on TikTok and YouTube. But basically, it's just this like nice waterfall thing that like falls on their forehead, and it's just really nice and relaxing. And it does feel different than a regular shampoo experience, just because you're in like a quiet Zen room, you're not in the salon, and it's basically just a private experience. And that's just how we offer it. But I have seen other salons that have like a more open concept, so everyone is different, but ours is more private and zen. Now I'm going to share why we started the head spa. So there's always something that's going to come up in business where you have to pivot, and that was just something that I felt like my business needed. My business needed to pivot, and when I say that, I mean sometimes things aren't going the way that you want them to, and you either just give up or you pivot your business. And I'm still new at business ownership, so I'm pivoting every day basically. So it became a pivot in my business because, as I stated earlier, my goal with this building was to have another salon renter, and it just wasn't working out that way. I didn't feel like I could find the right fit because this is a really small building. I didn't want to just give it to the first person, and I just really wanted to make sure it was a good match. So I couldn't really find someone that I felt like fit in the best, and I was hearing so much about these head spas, and pivoting myself as a hairstylist, I kind of wanted to add new services and maybe do something that I can sit a little bit more as opposed to standing, because I've been doing this for a really long time. So head spas, I could see that they're very relaxing and just like a service that you can sit down to do. And our salon is very cozy and quiet and very zen. So I felt like a head spa really fit in with our vibe, and also we had plenty of room for it. We have a full room set up for it. And I was like, you know what? I think we should try a head spa, see how it goes. And yeah, basically that's kind of how I got into it. I just really needed to pivot a little bit and figure out something else to do with my space, and it's been working out really well. So I'm also going to get into marketing and investing and all of that stuff as well. So first things first, whenever you do pivot in your business, sometimes it costs money because you have to figure out something, or you might have spent money on something that didn't work out. So I did get a little financial help with starting this room up because it was a pretty big expense, and I'm still paying back construction and just rebuilding this new space that I have. I'm literally still in the process of paying that back. So part of me is like, I don't really have room or money to invest into adding this big service that I'm going to need to invest a lot of money into. So I did get financial help, which is amazing. So I would never say anyone to be embarrassed about asking for financial help. If you need to invest in your business, if you really believe in it and really feel like you can pay it back and do what you have to do to get it up and running and successful. But that's the other thing, is just investing in yourself and knowing like what you're willing to invest and put in the hard work to get that return back. So for me personally, like I'm a huge invest in myself. Like of course I'm, I own this salon, I own a head spa, so I'm very not shy about investing in myself, but I'm also a really hard worker. Like I would never do something and then just give up and quit. I'm very like, I'll do whatever it takes to make it successful and pivot it and bring it into something bigger than I could have ever even imagined, which is where I am right now. I just can't believe that I'm actually 30. I literally just turned 30, and I have this salon, I have a head spa, and I have employees. So it's really just all about like grinding and hustling until you get to the point where you're happy with it, and then just not giving up from there, but just continuing to grow. So when I did end up getting the head spa that I found was right for me, I did have to do a lot of plumbing. I have heard that there's some head spas that don't need plumbing. I don't have any experience with that. The one that we have does have plumbing. So that's another thing, is like it kind of just goes back to like knowing like what makes sense for your business. So for me, like, had to open up the floor and put in more plumbing and like hire a plumber and coordinate times and get everything set up, make sure that it's working properly. So, that's something right there. And I'm very big on starting small and then growing. I'm I personally don't believe in biting off more than you can chew. A lot of people who are successful do that, and that's amazing, but I just personally can't. I'm only one person, and just like everyone else, I have a lot of stress and anxiety, and I just don't like getting overwhelmed. So for me, I always like to start small. So we did only order just one, and even with like the products and stuff, I really started small. I just ordered like a few head scrubbers, a few products, really just to get it started. And the good thing is, like I said, we do have a full salon. So I had a full book of clientele who I could share this head spa with and get it started with, and then reach out to new clients and find people who aren't clients of ours that are interested in coming here. And then our goal is to obviously turn them into salon clients as well. Another thing I started really small with is just the way that the room is set up. So I did show you a clip earlier of what the room looks like now, and it's still evolving. I'm still not done with how I want it to look, but things take time and money, of course. So I'll have to insert a clip of what it looked like the very first time we set it up. It's completely different. It was very blank in here, but you know what? I feel like the bed itself was just an elevation on its own, and it was so different looking. Like, clients have never seen this before, so that on its own was its own like big piece. So then I eventually, once we started to get some customers and I was creating revenue in here, then I would slowly but surely buy more things for the room, like more decorations, more lights, more tools, more products to use in the client's hair. So it's always evolving and expanding. And just the other day, I did purchase a whole slew of new tools to use on our head spa clients. So it's never done, it's always evolving, but I'm just very big on like starting small, work with what you have, and then when you start to get the revenue and the traction that you're looking for, then grow it from there. I get asked so often, how did we learn how to do the head spa? And I have a whole training system that I have for whoever does the head spa in here. We'll have like an employee who specifically does the head spa, but also I do the head spa as well because I enjoy doing it. But basically the way we came up with it is, I've been a cosmetologist for, I don't know off the top of my head, over 10 years at this point. And I just know how to shampoo. I've been shampooing for 10 plus years at this point. So it's basically just knowing the methods of like different pressure points on the head, and kind of just knowing how to properly massage and just make someone feel relaxed, make sure that their scalp is clean. So basically the method is something that I came up with, and we have a whole system on like what products to use first and what scrubbers to use first, and then when to use a certain scratching tool and when to brush the hair and when to add in the essential oils. So I basically have a whole system set around that, so that when we do hire someone, I basically just give them the manual on what the steps are and how to do it. And then of course they have the freedom to add their own twist and vibe to it. But we basically have everything set up so that if someone is hired with no experience, which at this point in time, it's so new as a head spa, most people don't have head spa experience. So I have the tool to just say like, okay, this is what we're looking for, this is how it goes. And then of course we would do an in-person like, interaction where I can watch and see how they're doing it. And they would do it on me so that I can make sure, and all of those things. So basically it's just of my experience as a cosmetologist for so long on knowing how to do it. But if you guys are interested in learning more on how we do our method, I would be more than happy to make a video on that. Just let me know in the comments. So all of that sounds good, right? It sounds like everything's perfect and flawless and we have an amazing head spa. But I will say that, of course, with any business, there's always going to be highs and lows. And sometimes the lows are that sometimes we've had things where the bed was malfunctioning and we had to kind of figure out on the spot, like in the day or in the middle of the day during a busy schedule, like, okay, like it's clogged up or something, how do I fix this? So that's just something to always keep in mind whenever you are getting ready to start a business, is just knowing that, especially if something is new to you, like a gadget or something is new, you're going to have to learn how to figure it out if it breaks or if something's not going the way planned, you kind of just have to figure out in the moment what to do. So that happens sometimes. It's not often, but it is a challenge that comes up every now and again. Are there any risks to owning a head spa? I would say yes, of course. With owning any business, the risk is that it might fail. And that's just what you have to do when you own a business, is just believe in yourself and believe that you can do it. And just know that that risk is that it might not succeed. But with anything, you really just have to put in the hard work if you're willing to dive in and you're willing to put your money, time, energy into growing something. It will be successful. You just have to give it your all. And whatever you put into your business is what you get out. So if you're in it part-time, you're going to get a part-time feeling of like, oh, it's not really working for me. But if you're putting all of your energy, as much as you can, into it, then that's what you'll get out. And that's basically how this was for me. I literally started it, set it up, and put my all into it. Even though I do own a full hair salon, I'm putting my all into both of those things. So yes, it is very tiring. I'm very tired, but it does work and it's very successful. And eventually you do reap the reap the benefits. I think the challenge with owning a business is a lot of people go into it thinking like, oh, I'm gonna open this business, and then within the first year I'm going to be making all this money and I'm not going to have to work anymore. I'm just going to hire employees. And to be honest, that's just really not how it works. I'm 4 years in and I work my ass off. Sorry for cursing, but I really do. And I don't have a financial benefit yet. I can see it. The light is at the end of the tunnel. It's close, but it's not there. And that's just something that you have to know going into any business ownership. The only way that I think that you would definitely be able to survive a full business is if you go into it with a lot of money. So, for example, like if a celebrity were to open up their own head spa, I'm just going to use this as an example, but if a celebrity were to open up a head spa, they're not worried if the head spa is profitable or not yet because they have money from other resources. So basically, if your business is your career and your source of income, I wouldn't expect it to be a good full fat paycheck the first few years. So that's just something to keep in mind. Everyone runs their business different. So if anyone has advice, let me know. But basically, just knowing that when you put your all into something and when you first open a business, it's not magic. People aren't lining up at the door, even though it looks like they are on TikTok. People aren't just pulling up to the front of your salon and they're like, I want to get a head spa done, I want to get my hair cut. It just doesn't work like that. It does take time to build. Let's talk about how is the business doing. Overall, the business is doing very well. Not that I owe anyone an explanation, but it's basically just to inspire others who are thinking about owning a head spa. It does do really well, but you do have to market it. And when I say market it, I mean you really got to market it, because if you kind of just do something and, like I said in the previous clip, if you're just waiting for people to pull up and just ask to get a service done, it's not gonna be as busy as you want it to. You really have to market. So marketing wise, we are very heavy on TikTok. I think that's how most of us at this point have heard about head spas, is from TikTok. I dab a little bit with YouTube, as you can see right here. But TikTok is definitely our biggest source of clients. And then, of course, because we do have a full hair salon, all of those clients know about the head spa. Whether they've tried it or not yet, they're talking about it. And I know that they talk about it with their friends if it ever comes up in conversation, because I've heard them saying to me oh yeah, my friend was interested in a head spa and I told her that you have one. So it's just good to have a full clientele of people who are already an established customer here that I can then convert into head spa clients. Facebook groups are also huge for us. We have some local Facebook group pages that have business promotion days, and I'm pretty heavy on those. So on the business promotion days, I post pictures of the head spa, pictures of the staff, and pictures of, what the head spa looks like. And I mostly market the head spa because hair salons are so oversaturated. because I see in these Facebook groups that are being promoted, it's a million hairstylists promoting their hair, and they all look beautiful, but I feel like it's a little oversaturated, where I feel like if I promote the head spa and get them in the head spa, then they're like, oh, you have a hair salon in here. So then I give them a brochure, and then we do give a coupon to everyone who's new who comes to the head spa to get their hair serviced. So it's basically just getting your name out there and just showing off who you are. Nobody knows who you are unless you tell them. So I highly recommend just telling people who you are, telling people about your business, and inviting them in. And if that means there's the steam. And if that means that it's for free, then that means it's for free, but at least you're getting people in the door. And you can create content with that. We create content all the time, whether it's on employees or if we bring in customers that are paying and they don't mind being filmed. We film it, we post it on TikTok, and then we get views and we get clients who are interested in coming in. I do have it written down in all of our Salon software on how people find us, but I don't have it off the top of my head right now. But we have a lot of clients who travel from outside of our area, and I'm talking like 1 hour plus, sometimes 3 hours to travel here to get a head spa, which I think is so humbling and so I don't even really know what I'm trying to say, but it's just, I'm so grateful that people are willing to travel that far to come here because they found us on TikTok. And I know that there's other head spas, probably closer to them, but for some reason they're choosing to see us. So we always try to make sure that their experience is absolutely incredible because they took time out of their day to drive and to be here with us. So TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, all of those work. You just have to promote yourself and you have to do it. So I will link our TikTok pages. I have a personal one that I promote the business on, but then I also have a salon TikTok as well. And then Instagram as well. So yeah, I'm just a huge believer in utilizing social media to market your business because that's how I marketed my business from the very start, and it does work. You just have to do it. The way we book our appointments is we do online booking, and then the clients also have the opportunity to email us or text us to get an appointment. I would say our head spa is a little bit more unique because we do have a lot of providers here, where I've noticed in my area in particular, it seems like a lot of the head spas are solo owned. So I think sometimes people have trouble getting an appointment because if they are solo owned, of course, the provider can only work so much. They don't want to get burnt out or overtired. So for us, since we have quite a few providers in our building that can take services, we've noticed that a lot of clients say to us like, oh my God, I was so excited that I could get an appointment with you. It seems like a lot of the other head spas are very busy. And at first I was taking it as I was a little sad because I was like, oh my God, that it maybe seems like we're not busy enough or we're not booked up enough. But I think it's just that we have a lot of more availability, which I think is good because clients don't really care if you're booked or not. They just want an appointment. So I don't think people are like, oh my God, they're not booked, they're not good, because obviously they're coming in and they're sharing great reviews on Google and on Facebook and with their friends, and people are referred to us. So it's incredible. Yeah, that's basically how people can book an appointment with us. And we do have a variety of menu options. So we don't just have one head spa service. We have, I believe, 5 different options. Let me think about that for a second. I was right, it is 5. So we just have different timing options, and that's mostly because we do own a hair salon as well. So if someone wants to add on to a haircut or a color service, they typically get a 15 or a 20-minute one because obviously we are sticking to a time schedule with the salon. So 15 to 20 minutes is typically what people are getting done, but we also have 30, 45, and 60 minutes, which is our max. And it's just nice because it gives people the opportunity to give it a little trial run if they've never had a head spa and they just want to see what it's like. Or some people just dive in and go right for the 60 minutes and they love it. So it's really incredible. Our head spa does not come with a blowout style service. It's interesting because I was kind of testing it at first when we first opened to kind of see if people would definitely want a blow dry, then I would definitely include it. But I've noticed since we've opened, not that many people want a blowout style, even though it's an option. So a lot of people just like to leave wet or damp. So, I mean, I don't really feel like it's necessary to include it in the price because people aren't wanting to get it done. But it is, of course, an option where they can add on an upgrade and get a blow dry style. If they don't want it blow dried, we do offer a quick power dry just to get the dampness out, but sometimes people don't even want that. So it's really just nice to have different options so no one feels obligated to get a blowout style if they don't want it. Most recently, we did add on a retail portion to our head spa, which is nice for business because then you have the opportunity to upsell products. But we made our own line of head scrubbers, combs, and brushes, and we actually use them in the head spa. And then we also retail a scalp scrub that they can take home as well, which is an exfoliating and clarifying type of scalp scrub. So if they wanted to keep up with their head spa services at home, then they can take home our products. And these are products that we actually use in here. So it's not like we're just selling them anything random. It's, if they say that they're interested and they're excited about what we use on them, we say, oh, here's our retail kit if you wanted to take this home with you. It's also a really great gift. So we're definitely hoping with the holiday season, people are wanting to get their friends or family members a nice head spa experience, and maybe someone who doesn't have the time to come into the salon, but they can kind of try it out at home. It's just something nice, and it's not replacing us. People would never be like, oh, I can just do this at home now, I'm never going to go there again. It's just a nice retail product that gives you that little bit of feeling at home, and then when you really want to relax and have a nice spa-like treatment, then you can come here and enjoy it. And that's how I open up my very own head spa. So if you guys have any more questions on anything else about a head spa, if you want to learn anything else, if you want to learn our method, or if you want to learn about what products we use or how we do anything else, or financial questions, business questions, drop them in the comments. I would love to make more videos on this, but I really just wanted to share a little bit of my knowledge on how to open a head spa. I hope it inspires a lot of you, and I hope that you took something away from this video. I appreciate you watching it, and I would love if you could subscribe, share with your friends, and let me know if you have any other recommendations. I can't wait to see you on the next one. Bye!